Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Dork Knight Designs proudly brings to you its Sunday morning wrestling show, Dork Side of the Ring. The Dork Knight, Danny Ballard here, and no one else. But I will share a link in the chat. I'll pin it to the top. And if any of you fellow wrestling fans want to join in the conversation, feel free to click on that link and I'll add you to the stream. So, yeah, let's get started. So I had I had a really cool week, thanks to my former co-host, who you can see on another channel right now, my man Johnny Rock. We went to Double or Nothing, and so Double or Nothing was here in Las Vegas, and the evening after my first solo Sunday show. This is my second solo Sunday show. Still don't know what's going on. There's still like some weird miscommunication. I'm hoping things are going to work out, but I want to keep going on and creating content, for the, you know what? Thanks to the Double or Nothing, actually. So Johnny and we went to Double or Nothing. We did a prediction video. Then during the show, I got really lucky, and the Blackpool Combat Club came out. They do their entrance through the crowd, and they literally came out right next to me. And I thought only Carlito spit in the face of people who weren't cool, or whatever that saying is, but apparently so does John Moxley. Now, he didn't spit in my face. He did that thing with the water and like Triple H does, and it all came wafting right back into my face because he did it right next to me. And I got a lot of I don't know. So I put this video up. I'm gonna share it with you guys. It's only a minute long, and it's got 40. This is the most popular video I've ever, it's crazy. It's got over 43,000 views. It got me, so when I posted this video, I had 120 something subscribers. Now I have 204. It's got 646 likes and 88 comments. And I've been trying, I think I've responded to all of them. So it was kind of cool. It's kind of exciting. So I'm gonna play it here for you. For you guys. So we're gonna have a little inception moment here, because Johnny Rock is on Pop Culture Minefield's show, which is called Sunday Night Wrestling, even though it's Sunday morning. And hopefully, Dork Side will go back over there. Again, just no beef. I think there's just communication issues. I'm going through some weird stuff in my life. I'm having to move. Recently, I got broke up with. You just got a lot of stuff going on. I had to take one day off, 1 day in 6 months, and it started this whole whatever. But anyway, I digress. Let's get to sharing this. This will be fun. All right. So here we go. You fool, they're heels. He's not going to high-five you. He just spit in my face.
John Moxley spit water in my face. It's on your glasses. Yes.
So you could see in the little video thing there, we also got to be a part of Simon Miller's ups and downs for the show. So after when I'm a big What Culture wrestling fan, big Simon Miller fan, Goofy Wrestling for Life. Feeling all warm and fuzzy in the tum tum. I love the guy. He's a super positive dude, and we got to. So I have really bad. So I had a total left hip replacement a few years ago, and my right hip is shot. And fortunately, a couple days ago, Friday, I did get some injections into my hip to help kind of kick the can down the road for my surgery. And I go to the doctor the 19th of this month to finally get my surgery date. So hopefully that'll be within the next 2 or 3 months. But that night, I was in a shitload of pain, like a ton of pain. And, we were there, we got there early. There's a lot of walking that you got to do. And then, there's the show and like everything. When you have a osteoarthritis of the hip, which is what I have, everything hurts. Whether you're sitting down, standing up, walking, it's the shits. It's terrible. So we when the show was over, we went outside and we shot a predictions video, which I'll show in a little bit, because for the first time ever, I think an argument could be made I was 100% spot on, because we had like a surprise match. But we'll get into that in a second. So we before we shot our results video, to see how we did with our predictions, Johnny Rock and I, we did we found Simon Miller and did a little video, not a long one, just a little video of his starting his ups and downs. And the crazy thing is I didn't get to. So he did a meet and greet afterwards, but I was in so much pain. I couldn't. I know one of our friends, Red, got to like hang out and took some pictures with him and stuff, and I would have loved to have done that. But because the security kept moving, it moved us like 4 or 5 times. When he was shooting ups and downs, that Jesus, by the last time he moved, I was just in excruciating pain, and I had to go across the street to where we were parked and have a seat, because I just, it was. I'm not kidding, guys. It was excruciating pain, and I didn't bring any of my pain meds with me or anything like that, because I didn't want to. I wanted to be lucid and clear for everything, but so it was a bummer. I did miss out on getting to actually meet Simon Miller, like one-on-one, and getting a picture with him and stuff like that. But it was still cool to see. So, in fact, here, let me. I'll go ahead and pull it up now, because they're not long. They're all just like little clips, and it was fun. So yeah, it's like 40 seconds. So let's go to present, and like really, basically, I'm shouting into the void. I think only my mother and my ex-wife are in the chat right now, which I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Hopefully, we'll get some more people in here pretty soon. Let's see. So here we go. We're gonna go here.
What they want to do, but it means they get to take the finger of power, and they only get to do this a couple of times a year. The finger of power belongs to each and every single one of you. Yeah! I'm going to talk about a match. We're going to think about it, and we're either going to give it an up or we're going to give it a down. There will come a few matches where you then have the power to give it a golden up.
Oh yeah.
But I will let you know when we get there. Every time we're having nice predictions, I am feeling warm and fuzzy in my tum-tum.
So that was just a little clip. It was cool. Simon Miller seems like a really, really cool dude. I really do wish I could have got to hang out with him, but yeah, I was just God, man, we were there for hours. It was. If anybody has hip issues, you'll know it can be pretty excruciating. So now what I'm going to do is, and look, I appreciate anybody who stumble. Like, first of all, I've gotten over 80 new subscribers since putting out that video, which is awesome. So if any of you end up watching this a little later, I acknowledge you. I appreciate you. But here in the beginning, I am going to top load it with some pre-recorded stuff because I am by myself. I'm used to having co-hosts I can bounce stuff off of, and I'll get into talking about Double or Nothing a little bit more proper. But before we do that, because this was really cool, I'm going to play. We did our predictions. It's about a 5-minute video. It's not too bad. It's me and Johnny Rock again, Inception. Johnny's on another channel right now, but we're all still friends. And it's like I've never done so good at a prediction before. That's the only reason I got to share this with you guys. So I'm going to do this now, and then after the prediction, I'll do a rundown of what happened on the show, and then I'll play the video we did afterwards, which is our prediction outcome. And then if I feel up to it, I might get into some WWE, stuff, the fallout of the bloodline and all that good stuff, and the new titles and yada, yada, yada. So let's go to share my screen again. Here we go. And let me start this over and enjoy. What up, y'all? I got to thank my boy Johnny Rock. He got me into Double or Nothing tonight, and oh my God, look at these seats. Look at how close. Look at this. This is crazy.
Hey! Your boy Simon Miller from What Culture's like 2 sections down.
Yeah, he got to see him again. I saw him from afar, but
the big, beautiful, bald head of power.
You can't help it.
That's why.
Let's see it. So we thought it'd be cool to run down our predictions real quick, right?
Since I missed the show today due to a power outage.
Yeah. So what do we got here? What's the first on the card?
First on the card, looks like it's a buy-in match. We have Ethan Page and the Ass Boys versus the Hardys and Hook.
Hardys and Hook, without any hesitation.
It's got to be Hardys and Hook.
Yeah.
They're not going to give All Ego a win.
No.
Hell no.
No. So that one's easy. What's up?
All right, so now it goes to the top of the card.
Okay.
But you know what? We'll save. That's the main event. We're gonna save our main event prediction for later.
All right.
FTR versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. FTR all the way.
Yeah.
Top guys.
Yeah, top
guys doing top guys shit.
That's right.
Wardlow versus Christian Cage in a ladder match for the TNT title.
This is what I said earlier today on the show. This match actually scares me. Wardlow's going to win it, but I'm concerned for Christian's health.
Really? Because I take the opposite take. I think Christian Cage is going to win it. I think he's still got it.
Oh my God, I can't. We're going to have so much fun watching
It's a ladder match, bro. He is a
Yeah, but he's
Did you see WrestleMania X7?
Yeah.
The man lives for ladder matches.
Oh yeah, 30 years ago? Yeah, it's ancient, man.
All right. Blackjack Battle Royale, 20-man, over the top rope for the International Championship.
Orange Cassidy.
I think Orange Cassidy loses it tonight. I don't know who will win it, but I do think Orange Cassidy is.
All right, well, I'm on the record. Orange Cassidy retains.
All right. I'm just sick of him opening every flipping show. Seriously, we went to Dynamite on Wednesday. I told my roommate, I'm like, I bet you it's going to start out with an Orange Cassidy. Then all of a sudden, James starts playing. I'm like, see? Like fucking clockwork.
That's what I love Cornette's nickname for it. Pockets.
All right, Jamie Hayter versus Tony Storm for the AEW Women's title.
I was so conflicted earlier today about this, so here's my thing. My heart is with Hayter, but my money's on Tony Storm.
My heart and money are with Jamie Hayter. I drank a Haterade today.
Okay.
I'm good to go.
Dude, I hope I won't be mad about being wrong. I'm going for Tony. I mean, my money's on Tony Storm, but I won't be mad either way.
All right.
Yeah.
Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite in Anarchy in the Arena.
Okay. I'll let you go first because you know how I fucking feel.
BCC, baby.
Yeah, all the way.
And I'm going to take a prop bet that the action spills out up to this area where we're sitting.
I bet it does too, but here's the thing. I think Tony Khan is too fucking stupid because he's manipulated by the Twinkle Toes and Hardly Boy EVPs. And they're going to be like, no, it's not good for me, brother.
Unless CM Punk comes and screws him and joins BCC.
See, that's not happening tonight. They're saving
Love that.
I would too, trust me, because we're here, but they're saving CM Punk for Chicago. The second coming. Right. What's next?
Jane Cargill versus Taya Valkyrie.
So this is what I said earlier.
For the TBS title.
I want, it's time. I want Taya Valkyrie to win, but
I think Cargill loses tonight.
Yeah.
I think the streak is over. I think Cargill is losing tonight.
Yeah.
She's got a legitimate contender.
We agree.
We are in agreement. All right. Chris Jericho, the Demo God, versus Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah.
Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, all the way.
And I'm also
And I bet you that's going to be the match of the night.
And I'm going to call another prop bet. I think Kyle O'Reilly retains tonight.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Is he healed up?
I believe so.
All right.
He's been out for long enough.
Fuck, man. Hell yeah, I'm excited.
All right. Now, this match, I don't know if it's fully set up, so I'm going to give you a little spoiler if you haven't seen Rampage.
Okay.
House of Black is doing an open house trios match.
Right.
The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass have challenged them. Challenge is not accepted to this moment. It still says TBA, but I'm thinking it's the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass, and I think the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass are going to take this.
So here's the thing. I said it earlier on my show. I'm going to say it again now. It really don't matter. It's not time to take the belts off the House of Black. House of Black for the win.
All right, so we're not in agreement on that.
Correct.
All right, so the last match, the main event. 4 pillars.
You know what's sad is I couldn't care less about this fucking match.
Well,
I really couldn't.
You know what I could care about? Hold on.
All right, while he's doing that, I'm going to tell you why I couldn't care less. Because MJF better not lose his title. Because I bet you if I ran into any one of those 3 fucking twerps in the alley, my old fat ass could whoop it.
My prediction, say it with your chest.
Oh, there you go. See, well, we're agreeing. We're agreeing. Okay. Right on. He waited in line for like an hour and a half, ladies and gentlemen. I shit you not.
$50 shirts.
50 fucking dollars.
It was $35 last year.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't buy one. This is my last year's shirt. See? 35. That one's 50. I'm not doing it. All right, well, any last words before we sign off?
Let's have a good fucking show.
Hell yeah, man. Stay tuned, guys.
It's double or nothing. You know what that means.
We'll come back and update you afterwards.
All right, so let me stop that screen share there. So those were our predictions, and I pretty much got them spot on. The Jade Cargill thing's not fair. So let's go over. Let's run down the card. It was a lot of fun. Oh, I forgot. I did say if anybody wanted to join, I'd put this in here. So if any of you guys watched Double or Nothing, here we go. I just put it in the chat. Let's see if I can pin this. And there we go. And if you want to join, that's the link to join me. Just click the link, and you too can be on the YouTubes. Of course, we could do that anyway. So the first match of the night was on the pre-show, and it was Ethan Page and the Ass Boys, or the Gun Club, whatever, versus the Hardy Boys, Hardy Brothers. I don't know what they go by in AEW. The Hardys and Hook, and of course, we got this prediction spot on. I mean, how are you going to have the Hardys lose, man? This is definitely going to be their final run as a tag team, which is a shame. I mean, you kind of want their final run to be in WWE. They're going to be Hall of Famers, or they should be Hall of Famers. But it was an okay match, but there were some. I don't know if Jeff Hardy, he fell off. He's trying to do one of his moves. I think like the Whisper in the Wind or something. He fell off, and I don't know if that was I hate to use the word botch. I don't know if it was like a intentional mistake or if it was a real life mistake. Because we got to remember, at the end of the day, these guys are humans, and Jeff Hardy. Much like, we all have our demons. I've been very open and public about my struggles with alcohol addiction, and sadly, Jeff Hardy's got. God, if you saw that video of him with the cops, that was just getting pulled over and everything. It was in Florida. It was just, it's almost some people is like it's embarrassing. It's blah blah blah. For me, it's like it's heartbreaking because people got to understand this is It really is kind of it's like a disease, like if Kevin Nash said something once that I really stuck with me. He was talking about his friend Scott Hall, who had passed away with his struggles with alcoholism, and he said if Scott had cancer, nobody would have given him shit. They would have been more sympathetic and helpful. but because he had alcoholism, people judged him. And there's something to that. And I think people need to be, whether it comes to addiction issues or mental health issues or any of that, people need to be, give a little bit more grace, have a little bit more understanding. I'm 40, I'm about to be 44. I've been, drinking over 20 years. And unfortunately, I didn't have a problem until about 3 years ago. And I can chalk it up to the pandemic. I could chalk it up to relationship issues. I could chalk it up to me. I lost like 200 pounds. So, maybe I drank like I was still 400 pounds and, a 200-pound frame can't take it, so there's a lot to think about and to consider. So I'm not going to be too harsh on Jeff Hardy. But on his ups and downs, Simon Miller kind of said he thinks that Hardy might have done it on purpose, just to kind of feed into this whole thing. So we'll see as the storyline plays out. I do hope the Hardys get more time, and I'd love to see them have. As much as I love FTR, I would love to see them get a title run, a tag team title run. So we'll see what happens. So that was the pre-show. The next thing was so to open the show, which much to Johnny Rock's dismay, as you heard him say, he's so tired of hearing Jane open up every show and Orange Cassidy starting every show. But so before the show went live, we were there, so we could, everybody got their entrances in the Battle Royal. And I actually have the list of participants here, and they literally gave everybody their entrance music. So we had Ari Daivari, Bandito, Big Bill, Brian Cage, Chuck Taylor, Dustin Rhodes, Jay White, who I believe was Johnny Rock's prediction to win. Spoiler alert, he was wrong. Juice Robinson, so the both members of the Bullet Club Gold, Keith Lee, Kip Sabian, Commander, Lee Moriarty, Penta Al Zero Miedo, my former co-host, one of my Joe's Atmosphere's favorite wrestlers, Ray Phoenix, Ricky Starks, Swerve Strickland, The Butcher, The Blade, Tony Nese, Trent Beretta, and of course your AEW International Champion, freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. Now, the only entrance they showed, and in fact, they didn't even show his entrance. When they started the show, so they let everybody have their entrance. Orange Cassidy came out last, had his full entrance. And then the pay-per-view started. And when the pay-per-view started, they did all their like clips and promos and stuff like that. They were playing that on the screens in the arena. And then they started, they picked his music back up, and then they cut to the ring, and you've got Orange Cassidy and Jane playing, and yeah, I have no idea why Johnny Rock, bet against the OC, because Orange Cassidy has been prominently featured in the new show AEW Saturday. What is it? AEW Saturday Night Collision on TNT. He's been prominently showcased in the promotions for that show. So there was no way Orange Cassidy was going to lose this match. Plus, Tony Khan seems to have a real hard-on for this guy. And look, regardless of what you think of Pockets, as Jim Cornette affectionately refers to him as, he's growing on me. I actually like the dude. And the way he won this match, so it came down to him and Swerve at the end, and I would actually love to see a proper program between these guys, because Swerve is good, although we do still need the payoff between him and Keith Lee. Why that hasn't happened yet, I just don't know. And Salty Trekker, hey Danny, hope it's going well. Wrestling still sucks. Hey buddy, it's all good. It's to each their own. I do want to give a shout out to the Salty Trekker since he came by. We did our Battlestar Galactica watch along yesterday. We watched episodes 7 and 8 of season 1, and every week on his channel, on Wednesdays and Thursdays at youtube.com/@saltytrekker, I believe, or just type Salty Trekker into YouTube. It'll come up. We're reviewing right now because it's I've never seen the Battlestar Galactica reboot, so we're doing a first watch for me and Salty Trekker and my favorite Canuck, Jason Price. We're watching. They're doing a rewatch with me, so it's my first watch. They're rewatching, and Salty's got a Patreon, which you can subscribe to at supportsalty.com. www.supportsalty.com. If you go there and subscribe to the $5 tier, you can watch us do the watch-alongs, like in real time, because we can't show that on YouTube, obviously, because we're showing entire episodes, and you've got the 3 boxes of us at the bottom. And we'll occasionally pause it and talk about it, and you get to see me literally drool over Trisha Helfer's 6 quite a bit. And then, and remember, this is Dork Side of the Ring. I am the Dork Knight. It's not just wrestling. I mean, it's pop culture, wrestling, nerdy, dorky stuff. So occasionally I'll go on little tangents about things like this. But I do want to give a shout out because it's a lot of fun. It really is. It's the highlight of my week every time we get to do these watch-alongs. Now, we've only reviewed, I don't know if Salty's still here. I think he probably just came and dipped out. I want to say we've done all the miniseries on his channel. I think we've done the first 2 episodes. I could be wrong. 2 or 3. I don't know. Salty, if you're here, let me know. But we're going to be continuing to do these. So now when Star Trek Strange New World starts up, because originally on Salty's channel, Wednesdays we reviewed Star Wars shows that were coming out. And so we were doing Mandalorian and Star Trek shows. So we were doing Picard, which Picard season 3 is great. I highly recommend it. Hey, Salty, you're still here. Correct me if I'm wrong. How many, I know we did all the miniseries. How many of the original or the actual season 1 have we done? Like 2 or 3? Anyway, let me know in the chat. So we're going to go back. So once Strange New Worlds comes out, I believe in 2 weeks, Thursdays are going to go back to Star Trek, but we're still going to do Battlestar Galactica on Wednesdays. However, when Ahsoka comes out, we're going to go back we're going to put Battlestar on pause, and we'll be doing Ahsoka on Wednesdays, Star Trek on Thursdays, and then when Star Trek ends, we'll do Battlestar on Thursdays, and then when Ahsoka ends, we'll go back to doing Battlestar on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And we do plan on doing all 4 seasons, and I guess there's some movies. But I tell you what, the 2 episodes we just okay, so he says we've done 4. So we've done the miniseries and then 4 episodes. Right on. So check that out on the Salty Trekker channel. They're actually we also simulcast them on mine, so you can see them on my channel as well. But if you want to, and he's got another level on his Patreon. If you want to participate at the $20 level, you get access to the Plex server, and you'll be able to watch the shows, which he has legally purchased. He's very adamant about that. For those of you who don't know, Salty Trekker is quite the moral Christian, and he does not believe in pirating. He gets very upset with me if I even insinuate I pirate something, which I don't. I pay for all my services. In fact, I think I share one with him. Which, by the way, buddy, I need you to share your Max with me, because once they upgraded from HBO Max to just Max, it kicked me off of my. I had another friend that was. Anyway, so Stan Lee says, is that technically legal? I'm fine with it, but for someone so concerned with pirating, well, hey, if it's good enough for Salty, it's good enough for me. So yeah, okay. So Salty says we did 33, Water, Bastille Day, and Active Contrition. So those are the ones that that are live, that we've reviewed, that are on his channel and mine. Again, if you go to supportsalty.com, you can check us out in real time, or on the Plex for the $20 level, or for the $5 level, you can go back and watch the full, sometimes now this week we only did 2 episodes, and it was about 3 hours. But there was a couple times where we watched 3 or 4 episodes, and it would go 5 hours, because, pausing and talking about it and things like that. So it's it's a lot of fun. Anyway, enough of that sidetrack. Let's get back to why all four of you are here, and let's talk about wrestling. So the first match, like I said, was the Blackjack Battle Royal. Orange Cassidy won that. No surprise there. I believe the next match, I'm going from memory here, I believe the next match was the Adam Cole match with Chris Jericho. Now, even though I got my prediction right and Adam Cole won, I thought it might be a contender. I thought it might be match of the night, and I could not have been more wrong. Sadly, it was just not. It just wasn't a good match. I wanted it to be. It just wasn't a good match. No, Salty, that's not true. Okay. Peacock's $5 a month with commercials, so they could watch the episodes without our commentary on Peacock with commercials. Or, for the same price, they could watch the episodes with our commentary and no commercials. And for $20, they could have access to it at any time. And I keep telling you, I know you're like, it's not how it works, but I'm telling you, you need to have a tier where people can actually pop in and join us for the watch parties. I think that's what your $20 tier should be, because I think that could be fun. So like, what was it? Yesterday we were watching episode 7 and 8, and my mom kept texting me, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" I'm like, "Mom, I'm doing the watch along." And I was like, "Hey, can she join us?" Fortunately, she was out and about because you guys said no. Sorry, Mom. They said no. But I'm like, that should be a feature. I think that would be a good feature. Anyway, back to let's see. Back to Stanley. The way that Plex works is really cool. So we all log in. Any of us can pause at any time. It stays synced. He's got to work out sometimes the subtitles work, sometimes they don't. But no, we wouldn't have to have their own copy. And does Peacock allow account sharing? Well, I share my account with Salty, so far they do. I know Netflix doesn't anymore. I just got this weird thing about Netflix where it signed me out of everything, and I had to set up my household or something, and it had to be in the same house. I don't know if they track it with the IP or whatever, but my ex got really pissed at me. She was like, "Oh, I see you took away my Netflix access." I'm like, I didn't. My sister got pissed at me too. I didn't do that. Netflix did that. It's Netflix, man. Hit up Netflix. Don't hit me up. But anyway, so yeah, the Adam Cole, Chris Jericho, unsanctioned, anything goes match was kind of a letdown. And basically, for the first time, I'm gonna steal a little bit from our man Jim Cornette here. It seems like for the first time in wrestling history, a pay-per-view match was used to set up a match on free television for Dynamite. Because right after this, Saraya, not Saraya, Saraya. I don't know why people have a problem saying her name correctly, but everybody says her name wrong. From Jim Cornette to the guys on What Culture, it's Saraya. Saraya, not Saraya, Saraya. She comes out toward the end. After the match, her and Jericho act like a couple of children, cutting a promo and challenge Britt Baker and Adam Cole, who are a real life couple, to a mixed tag match. Because when Saraya came out to try to help Chris Jericho during the match, Britt Baker came out. I could be wrong. I believe she had a kendo stick, but she came out and chased Saraya off to the back. So they did this whole thing was basically to set up a mixed tag match on Dynamite, which if I covered Dynamite, we'll get to. So after that, let's see. We got another. I'd like to participate here. Let's see. The Dork Knight. Yeah, I just mean he hosts the media on a private server, then gives other people access. I've got no problem with it. Just wondering if it's technically allowed. Well, I guess so. I mean, what's the difference in I buy the Blu-rays and you come over to my house and we watch? I mean, COVID changed a lot of things. I don't know. I mean, I think as long as somebody's paid for it and we're not publicly sharing it, it's a private Plex server. I think he's good there. I think he's good there. So anyway, the next match, I believe, again, I wrote these down, so they are from memory, but I don't know if this is the correct order. I apologize. But the next match I'm going to go over is the FTR versus the team of what I call Triple J. So you got Jay Lethal and Double J, Jeff Jarrett. And this was a no-brainer. Of course FTR was going to win this match. Why anybody would have thought otherwise is beyond me. But my thing is I don't know where FTR goes from here, because you've got the Hardly Boys and Twinkle Toes wrapped up in like trios division, and the Hardys are baby faces. FTR's baby face. I think FTR is going to Collision, because they're fans of or not friends with CM Punk, who was announced not at the show like Johnny Rock predicted, which was another incorrect prediction of his, but on Dynamite. Tony Khan made an announcement that when Collision debuts for the second coming at the United Center in Chicago, that it will feature the return of CM Punk, which we all knew was going to be the case. He just kind of made it official. So I don't know what FTR, I don't know who. I know Andrade El Idolo's coming back. I don't know if he's still going to be. Like, he had some dudes with him. I just don't know who's next for FTR, to be honest. So, hey, if you guys have an opinion on that, who are watching live, let me know in the chat. And for those of you who watch back later, please drop a comment in the comments section below and let me know who you think is up next for FTR, because I have no earthly idea, like, really. Because you can't have them face the Acclaimed. I mean, everybody loves the Acclaimed. You don't want to turn them heel. FTR, I mean, I guess they've been heel before, but I kind of like FTR better with as baby faces. So I really don't know. It's quite the conundrum, as Christopher Walken would say, quite the conundrum. So the next match was hilarious. Oh my God! So this was so much fun, Johnny. So even though we had bitchin' seats, which you guys saw, if you were here at the beginning, you saw in the prediction video, we had really awesome seats, like really awesome seats. But thankfully, we had the combination of like the awesome ring view, not too far, not too close, but we were the perfect amount away from the big screen above the ring. And oh my God. And I haven't gone back and watched, and I meant to before today. I just haven't had time with all the stuff going on in my life with the move and trying to sell stuff and furniture and things like that. But so the ladder match was so funny. Christian Cage is so hilarious. He was doing so much stuff, and thankfully I could see it on the big screen because it was subtle. But his facial expressions, things that he was doing. There was one point where he snuck up, the dinosaur guy came out, Luchasaurus came out, which you knew he would eventually. You get involved, and Christian Cage is outside, and he does his little thing like the Miz did at the Royal Rumble. So here's the apron, and he pops his head up and just makes it was so funny. It was so funny. The man is a national treasure, even though he's from Canada. But all the best people are from Canada. Bret Hart, and even Jason Price. Lots of Sarah McLachlan. So many Canadian national treasures. I can't even start. But man, Christian's great. There was a moment in the match that scared the shit out of me. It made my sphincter tighten up. I wish Johnny Rock was on the show with me so we could talk together about it. Because in real time, I was like, it was terrible. It was like I was the dude's dad. I was just like, don't do this. So Wardlow, who's a big dude, he's I don't know, 6'4", 280 pounds, built like a brick shit house, has no business being on top of a ladder, much less the tallest ladder I've ever seen in my life. This ladder was tall, really tall, obscenely tall, taller than any ladder I've ever seen in a ladder match. And earlier on in the match, they had set up 2 tables outside of the ring, and then later toward the end, Wardlow, sets up a ladder in front of those tables. And this ladder, I'm not kidding, it had to be 20, 30 feet. It was freaking huge. And this big beast of a man gets on top of this ladder. And I mean literally on the top of the ladder. Like not like standing at the top and his knees are leaning against, like, no, he's standing on the absolute tippy top of this ladder, and he does a senton bomb. Christian's out of the way, crashes through the tables. I thought the dude was dead. Like, oh my God, the reaction, I'm not even kidding, because they wouldn't show it on the screen. So we're from our angle, we couldn't see because, he was like in a mess of tables and refs running over there checking on him, and they're not showing him on the screen. And I'm like, oh my God, he's dead. He's got to be dead. Why aren't they showing him on the screen? Oh my God, he's dead. And they finally show him on the screen. I'm like, oh, thank you, baby Jesus. He's not dead. He's not dead. I really, ha. Thank you. Danny is so cute. He sounds almost like he thinks wrestling is real. Look, man, even though it's scripted and the ending is predetermined, the pain is real. The shit these guys go through is real. So my fear and my worry is completely justified in being real. So don't you pick on me. Don't you pick on me for that. And no, I Stanley, I wouldn't say it's a bad soap opera. I would just say it's a male soap opera, Anyway, so let's see. So I went over the ladder match. Of course, Wardlow retained his title, which was crazy because Arn Anderson, for some reason, Arn didn't come out. So he's like, so he was managing Cody Rhodes before Cody went over to WWE, and then he was managing his son, who's disappeared. I don't know if he's on Dark or Dark Elevation. I don't have time to watch those YouTube shows, which are going away now that they have a collision. I don't even remember his kid's name. I just remember his last name. I think it's like Brock. I think it's Brock Anderson. I think that's his name. Somebody correct me if you're live in the chat, if you watch this later in the comments. I'm pretty sure it's Brock Anderson. He was doing that for a little bit, and then his son just disappeared. So now, for some reason, he's managing Wardlow, but he didn't come out. He comes out later after Luchasaurus is there, mucking stuff up. And oh my God, this was crazy. Arn Anderson, I'm sure this is what's going to feed into Salty Trekker saying it's fake or whatever. I'm sure it was gimmicked. But Arn Anderson, basically bites the man's thumb off. And when he comes up, he's got blood all over his face. And there's the Luchasaurus's thumb is all bloody. And I'm sure it's fake. Oh, thank you. So Stacy says it is Brock Anderson. So it's Brock. So it was the ladder match was, I don't know. It might not be everybody's cup of tea, but it was freaking hilarious. I loved every minute of it. Christian is just, I really hope he and Edge somehow can figure out a way to get one last run together. I don't know how it's going to work because they're in two different companies, but that would just warm the cockles of my heart. The next match to go over, definitely, and it's nobody's fault. It was the kind of the worst match of the night, and that's the AEW Women's World Championship match between Jamie Hayter and Toni Storm, and that's because Jamie Hayter was injured, like legit injured in real life, and so there was a lot of shenanigans. There was a lot of interference from the Outcasts. There was a lot of just outside involvement. And the match itself from bell to bell was less than 4 minutes. And it was basically just a way to get the belt off Jamie Hayter so she could take time off to heal and put the belt legitimately back on Toni Storm, whose last run was as an interim champion. And look at this. Yes. Hashtag Edge and Christian. I really hope we get to see that one more time. That would be great. It really would. So yeah, the Toni Storm Jamie Hayter match was pretty lackluster. Nobody's fault. It just is what it is. But I tell you what, the press scrum they do. So AEW, they try to make wrestling seem more like a legitimate combat sport. So that's why they do the win-loss records. That's why they have rankings and stuff. And they try to treat it like a legitimate sport, and so they also do the press scrums afterwards, like UFC does. And I tell you what, Toni Storm was fire in that press scrum. She is such a good smarmy shit heel. She's so good. I hope she has the title for a good long while, and long enough for Jamie Hayter to get healed up, come back, and win her title back. I hope that's how it goes, but we'll see. We got a question from the chat here. Let's see. Stanley, not that Stanley, but a Stanley. He says, what is the most recent gimmick match? That's his question. So, well, AEW comes out with a lot of. They have like blood and guts. In fact, the main event of this was an Anarchy at the Arena match, which is probably their most recent gimmick match, and that's the one where, if you saw in the beginning the video of John Moxley where I got water spit in my face, that was the entrance to the Anarchy at the Arena match. So I'd probably say that's probably the most recent. And yeah, Stanley, the ladder match has been around. So the very first WWE ladder match was actually on, you can watch on a Coliseum video. I don't know if it's on Peacock or the WWE Network if you're overseas, but it was actually Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels at like a house show, like a non-televised event. But they did record it because I do remember seeing this match. And unless it's the Mandela effect, I'm pretty sure I saw this match. But the one that made it popular was, of course, the WrestleMania 10 Classic between Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon for the Intercontinental Championship. One of the best matches of all time. Such a good match. Scott Hall, Razor Ramon. He and Bret Hart are my two favorite wrestlers, for different reasons, obviously. Like Bret Hart, the technician, the storyteller. Razor Ramon was like, just the man's man, oozed machismo, like just, different styles. But and sadly Scott Hall is no longer with us, as I discussed a little bit earlier. So after the Toni Storm match, where she won, became the new AEW Women's Champion of the world, we had the House of Black Open Challenge. And this was like, I could probably look it up. This was weird. This was like, it was like they had like special rules. I don't know. All I know is the House of Black entrance live is fucking dope. Fracking dope. Sorry. I don't want to run salty off. It was fracking awesome. The entrance was so cool. They have the banner and they all stand behind it, and then it drops but it's backlit and you can see it's something to see in person if you get a chance. It really was cool. And I know that so Johnny Rock predicted, he got half of it right. He predicted that the Acclaimed was going to answer the challenge, but he also predicted that the Acclaimed was going to win the World Trios tag titles, and there was just no way in hell. Like I said, I didn't care who their opponent was going to be. They're not taking those trio titles off of the House of Black yet. Way too soon. But I tell you what, the Acclaim's rap on the way to the ring, oh my God. So funny. Do yourself a favor, if you're into wrestling and you'll get the references, just go watch the rap. He calls Buddy Matthews a cuck to Dom because Buddy Matthews is dating Rhea Ripley in real life. In storyline in WWE, Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio are a couple, storyline. And There was literally a Dominic chant at an AEW event. It was hilarious. It was so good. It was so good. Oh, and speaking of funny chants, I forgot to mention this. During the ladder match with Christian Cage and Wardlow, there was literally, the fans in Vegas are nuts. There was literally a turtleneck chant, because I don't know if you because Christian Cage, he wrestles for whatever reason in a turtleneck with the cut off sleeves. And so they were chanting turtleneck, turtleneck. It was crazy. But yeah, they were chanting for Dominic Mysterio, who's a WWE wrestler at an AEW event. So fun. Dude's over in 2 companies. Dominic is just so good, so good. Maybe we'll get into WWE in a little bit. Okay. So far I've gotten all of my predictions correct. All of them were correct. So this one I think needs to get an asterisk, and I almost want to like pull the video back up to see, because I feel like technically I didn't get it wrong, but I did still kind of get it wrong. So what I mean is, so Jade Cargill and Taya Valkyrie face off for the TBS championship. So in our predictions video, which I showed at the beginning, which I kind of want to I might want to just pull the clip up to see, because I don't think I said specifically that Jade was going to lose to Taya. I think I said Jade was going to lose the belt, that it was time for her to lose the belt. I think that's what I said. Now I do know, Johnny, and I'll have to go back and watch, and I'll, correct me if I'm wrong in the live chat or in the comments section below if you rewatch this, but we both said that it was time for Jade to lose the belt, and it was an okay match. And and Taya hit her finisher, which is basically the same as Jade's. And Johnny and I both were like we thought she was going to win. Jade kicks out at 2.999. Actually, I want to say she kind of kicked out. From our vantage point, it seemed like she kicked out after 3, but it is what it is. It's wrestling. We'll let it go. And then Jade hits hers and then pins her. And I was a little disappointed. I thought that Taya should have had a kick out and Jade should have had to hit it again to get the pin to kind of help keep Taya looking strong. But none of it mattered, because it was just a setup for what was coming next. Because so Jade gets her win over Taya. Smart Mark Sterling comes out. He starts bragging. She's 60-0. We can beat anybody, anytime, any place, anywhere. Open challenge, blah, blah, blah. And who makes their return, their surprise return, nobody saw coming? Chris Statlander. Now, I don't think she's going by being billed from Andromeda anymore. I don't think she's doing her alien gimmick anymore, which I don't care. It's fine. It's kind of silly. But she comes out, answers the open challenge, and just whips the shit out of Jade Cargill quick. Does her little tombstone move that she does and wins the title. And I was like, wow. So it was, technically, I was right that Jade was going to lose her title. So I have to go back and watch the video. So if I'm not 100% right, I'm going to say we got to call this a 95%. This is the best I've ever done on predictions, ever. It was cool. So Jade Cargill lost her title to Chris Statlander. So now the next match, and I actually feel bad about this, because on my prediction video, I literally said I couldn't care less about this match. The AEW World Championship match with the 4 pillars, MJF, the champion, versus Darby Allin, Jack Perry, and Sammy Guevara. Holy shit, this was the match of the night. This match, for me, stole the show. And at first I was like, why wasn't this the main event? If you watch the press scrum, MJF answered it perfectly. He said, I didn't want to go on after Moxley bleeding all over the place because I don't want to roll around in his blood. So I chose to go on the penultimate match because I didn't want to roll around in Moxley's blood. And you know what? I buy that. That's something MJF would say. That's something that I believe MJF believes. So I'm cool with that. I was cool with that. But holy cow, the match was really, 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 really good. I'm telling you, if you're a fan of professional wrestling, do yourself a favor and watch this match. It was the best match of the pay-per-view. It really was. And I'm on record, not like seriously, I played the video for you guys. Not a fan. Not a fan of this match going into it. Not like Jungle Boy Jack Perry, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara. They are built like children. They are just tiny little humans. They're just tiny, pathetic, like toothpick looking humans. But holy shit, the stuff they did in this match was so good. And the right person won. Of course, MJF retained. And he did it with the second most devastating move in all of sports entertainment. And that was the ouch, my cat just attacked me. Not the small package or the surprise roll up. That is the most devastating move. This was a headlock takedown. He beat Darby Allin for the second time with a headlock takedown. Freaking gold. Hilarious. Who's next for MJF? I really hope they go back to the CM Punk feud now that CM Punk is coming back. But I don't know. And I totally glossed over this match, not doing it any kind of justice whatsoever. You got to watch it. It was really, really, really good. And one of the coolest things during the match, MJF busted out a crossroads on on one of the guys. I think he did it to Jungle Boy. But so for those of you know, they're friends. Like MJF and Cody Rhodes are friends in real life. Cody Rhodes was kind of a mentor to him, and I thought that was a really nice nod. Even though Cody Rhodes is in WWE, I thought that was a really, really nice nod from MJF to Cody Rhodes. And let's see, Stan Lee, how much was this pay-per-view? I don't know, because my good buddy Johnny Rock got me in live for free. So I have no idea. And I don't know what they charge for these things nowadays. Probably 30, 40, 50, 60 bucks, something like that. Somebody in the comments section, answer Stan's question, or if you're in the chat live, let the man know what's up. I honestly, I don't know. I don't make any money off of that, so I don't need to know what they charge. And let's see. He says, at least with the wrestling pay-per-view. Well, sometimes acceptable is debatable, because sometimes they're just way too effing long. Or for my buddy Salty, way too fracking long. But this one did not, aside from my hip pain, my level of enjoyment, it didn't feel like it was too long. It didn't feel like it was running on or getting boring or any of that. So it was enjoyable. Hell yeah. No, exactly. See, that's what's great about wrestling. You like Salty can crap on it all he wants. I ain't gonna pay $50 and Mike Tyson's gonna knock somebody out in 30 seconds and be pissed off because I spent $100 for 30 seconds of entertainment. I'm getting at least 3 to 4 hours of my entertainment for whatever I'm spending. So I completely agree with you there. And Remo says Stanley, it was $49.98, so $50. Which, that's not bad. I mean, that's about what they were. I remember In Your Houses were like 20 or 30, and those were like the shorter pay-per-views. So that's not too bad. I think you can actually, in the UK, I think if you have a subscription to Fight TV, it's included. I'm not 100% sure because, I'm an American living in America. But I want to say that's the case. So, gosh. All right. Now we got some people who just recently joined, who might not have seen the beginning of the show. So, Remo, were you here at the beginning? Did you see the John Moxley spitting water in my face video? Because if not, because that's the match we're about to talk about. and it's only a minute. I'm thinking, let's see. You used to be able to see them at the bar. Well, it depends. I know, like, because they have to pay a lot more. So for the pay-per-views, for the public display, I know Hooters, which is no longer around here in Vegas anyway. Hooters used to show them the pay-per-views. Like, you could go to Hooters and watch them, and other places used to. Okay, so Remo already saw it. So anyway, so now let's get into the Blackpool Combat Club match, where they have an Anarchy in the Arena match, which is I guess their latest gimmick against. And I was actually worried about this. Now, thankfully, I got my prediction right. Everybody here knows how much I loathe the Elite. I completely agree with CM Punk that it's Hangman Adam Page is empty-headed Adam Page. The Hardly Boys and Twinkle Toes are just completely overrated. I do think it would serve Kenny Omega better if he would just leave those guys behind, go on his own. But I was worried that I was like, even though I picked the Blackpool Combat Club to win in my predictions, I was really worried that Tony Khan was going to let the EVPs, slime their way into his brain matter and get the victory. And I am so glad that was not the case. I am so glad. Now, the match itself was, what it was. It wasn't great. Especially following the match, the title match before it. It was a Moxley match. Blood. Like blood. Not a lot of wrestling moves. Yeah, I can't really say too much good about it, other than the fact that the right team won. And something interesting happened. I don't know if it was because, again, I haven't gone back and I watched the show, so I don't know what the commentators said. I don't have, because surprise, surprise, for those of you who don't watch wrestling, it's not like they play the commentators, over the. You don't hear any of that stuff, So that was the yes, that was the exploding boot match. As ridiculous as that sounds, that actually happened, and it was ridiculous. But that did, and guess who did it? The Hardly Boys. Surprise, surprise. And yeah, I'm pretty sure Hooters Restaurant's still around. I think we have one at one of the casinos, but we actually used to have a Hooters Casino, and it's gone. And that's the place I was referring to that used to show the pay-per-views. Yeah. So so after, I think this was not live. Correct me if I'm wrong if anybody saw the pay-per-view, but Kenny Omega gave some kind of like speech to the crowd afterwards, after the match, that I'm not sure how to take it. Like, I don't know if he was like, if he's taking some time off, or if he's just like acknowledging the fact that they're not going to be winning for a while. It was weird. And I wish Johnny was around to give me his take on it, because we were both like, I'm not sure how to take that. That's weird. Like, and I don't think it was live. I think that was something just for the audience. And then that was the end of the show after that. And so Johnny, poor bastard. First of all, so we get there early because we were planning, I wanted to buy some merch. Last year at Double or Nothing, I bought a shirt. Granted, it was $35. This year, all the shirts were $50. AEW, are you out of your fracking mind? What the frack, dude? What the $50 for a t-shirt? You see this? You see this Undertaker shirt? I went to the Undertaker One Dead Man show here in Las Vegas. You think this shirt costs $50? Hell no. The frack are you guys smoking? $50? So when I see all these prices, I'm like, bro, I'm not waiting in this line. He's like, oh man, I got to get this shirt, because he really wanted this MJF shirt. And I'm like, dude, okay, here, you wait in line. I'm going to go smoke. They have a smoking section. Now, I'm not going to say what I was smoking, but, it's Vegas, so extrapolate from that what you will. So I went out and I hung out with some people, and we smoked, and we talked, and we were mostly giving my friend shit behind his back about waiting. He waited like an hour and a half in line to spend $50 on a T-shirt. On a T-shirt. I'm used to paying $50 for a hoodie. Guess how much their hoodies were? $75. What the hell are you smoking, AEW? What the hell? I'm glad, and an argument could be made, well, Danny, you didn't pay for the tickets. I'm not spending $50 on a shirt just on principle alone. There's no way. No way. No. Sorry. I got the memories. I took video. It was fine. That fool spent $50 on a T-shirt. I tell you what my dumbass did do, because this was a really last minute thing. So I had done last week's show, my very first solo Sunday wrestling show. And I was feeling pretty decent about myself. I managed to pontificate on my own without anybody else for about an hour and a half, 20 minutes, hour and a half. I didn't go quite the 2 hours, but I'm also not beholden to KGRA network breaks and, run time. I could end right now if I wanted to, damn it. But I'm not gonna, because I still got more to say. Oh, look at this. When I stopped drinking, it was nice saving on the 50. Okay. They were $20 at this show, Stacy. Or Stan. Sorry. And yes, Stacy, that's why you can get them cheaper online. ProWrestlingTees.com. Way cheaper than $50. Ridiculous. No, but the drinks, my God, it was $15 for a Diet Coke. It was $15 for a Diet Coke. A Diet Coke. The hell is wrong with these places, man? Anyway, I don't know what you're talking about, Salty. I was not doing anything illegal. I wasn't smoking anything bad. Smoking's bad. Don't smoke, kids. But, I was just smoking one of these things. Anyways, what'd you say? $20 for what, a 22 ounce? Maybe. Dude, it was insane. Because I was, I probably shouldn't admit this, but, I'm an alcoholic, whatever. I was thinking about getting a drink. I wasn't going to spend that kind of $30 for a fucking, for a single. Or no, it was a double. It was 28 for a single. No, 26 for a single, 30 for a double. Get the frack out of here with that nonsense. What the hell, man? That's ridiculous. Like, it's worse than, anyway. So, but what I did do, because again, this was last minute, and I hadn't eaten, so he literally hit me up right after, a little bit after my show last week. And he had missed, he was supposed to be on Pop Culture Minefields, whatever they're calling their show now, because this is still Dork Side of the Ring. And dude, they don't even have, Stanley, they didn't even have, so I'm a Maker's guy. Again, I'm speaking, I need to get better at this. I'm speaking in present tense. My poison of choice when I drank was Maker's. They had Jameson. So, that might have helped my, I'm not spending $30 on Jameson because, anyway, it's just, no bueno. So, but what, I didn't get to eat. So that's what I'm getting to. So, and the food there is ridiculous. And I have this really weird restrictive diet because I had that surgery. So I can't have bread, I can't have carbs, right? None of that. And everything is either fried or whatever. So I had to get a burger. I'm not even kidding you. I asked them, could you just wrap it in the lettuce or could I get it with no bun? They were like, no. I was like, I'm just going to throw the bun away. You can't just keep the bun off? They're like, no, we don't do that. So weird. I paid $20 for a freaking burger. $20. Just to eat the meat and the cheese and didn't have the bread. And I couldn't have, and they didn't have any other sides other than fries. So I can't remember if I gave Johnny my fries or threw them away. It's ridiculous. But I had to eat because I hadn't eaten the whole day. And just for various reasons, And because part of the whole, so Johnny calls me up. He's like, hey, you doing it? Like when he called me, I knew when he said, hey, buddy, you doing anything today? I knew exactly where it was going. And I was like, nope. I mean, I had shit to do, but I was like, nope. He's like, hey, you want to go to Double or Nothing? Yup. Cool. Can you give me a ride? Now, I said yes. I didn't realize how fracking far away Johnny Rock lives. This guy could not live further away from me and it still be called Las Vegas. It was insane. Like he's in like I'm in Southern Highlands, which is like the last exit on your way to California. So I'm in the southernmost part of Vegas, which is, happens to be the nicest part of Vegas, but it is what it is. And he lives in the northernmost part of Vegas, which is kind of the ghetto, but that's fine. I'm not going to judge anybody. I'm probably going to live there soon myself now that I'm about to be homeless. So anyway, so I had to drive all the way there to get him. And then we go to the strip from there. And then afterwards, because remember, afterwards we did the Simon Miller thing, walking around. Then I was in a shit ton of pain. Go back to the car. I finally have a pain pill because it was like the end of it. Then we do our prediction results video in the parking garage. But it was kind of cool because we found a spot where you could see the T-Mobile Arena right behind us. And I'll play that here in a second. And so like in the beginning, I like before my mom watches the video, it's like, were you drinking? No, I wasn't drinking. And you can see like I my bearings, I was just in a lot of pain. But it was fun. It was fun. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna play that video. So we've already played. I played the Simon. Okay, we played the predictions video. I played the intro, the Blackpool Combat Club, which was so cool. I can't believe that video's got over 44,000 views. My God, I wish I could monetize my channel. I might actually make a nickel off of that video, but it is what it is. So we're going to do the AEW Double or Nothing predictions outcome video I did with Mr. Johnny Rock. And while that's playing for you fine folks, I'm going to smoke this cancer stick because deep down inside I hate myself and life sucks and I guess I really want to die. Pray for me, Salty. I'll see you guys on the other side of the video.
Another one. The funny thing is I got this right and I didn't even know who they were. Hey everyone, it's Danny the Dork Knight and my man Johnny Rock. We just finished up at the pay-per-view Double or Nothing.
And I am a big fat loser.
Well,
you almost went perfect.
Actually, kind of technically, because I went back and I watched it, and you kind of you interrupted me, which is fine because we do that. It's conversation. And you were like, yeah, she's going to lose. And I said, yeah, I think you're right. She's going to lose. So I'd actually specify who, she being Jade Cargill.
Pronouns, pal.
I know. So technically, though, I got it wrong because I said she was going to lose to. I mean, I didn't say it, but the implication was she was going to lose to Taya Valkyrie. But we had a surprise.
Chris Statlander is back.
And she is our new TBS Women's Champion.
Yes, Ding Dong the bitch is dead.
Yeah, but amazingly, I got every other prediction spot on. I couldn't believe it's the first time I've ever done
He never does
good.
this.
Yeah.
I'm the guy.
Yeah.
I'm the guy with the right
Yeah,
answers.
usually. So let's go through. What was the
opening match at the buy-in.
Okay.
We had the Hardys
with Hook.
Ass taking
Boys.
on the Ass Boys and All Ego Ethan Page.
Ethan Page.
And as we predicted, the Hardys and Hook won.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
And for the first defeat of my night, Danny was fully correct in saying that Orange Cassidy was going to retain.
Yeah, he was just featured way too much on the Collision promotion.
But I was right about them opening the show with an Orange Cassidy
Yes,
match.
they did. They did.
What a shocker!
Yeah. In fact, they opened the show with his music. So like, what we got to see that wasn't on the pay-per-views, like everybody actually got an entrance.
Yeah.
And music and came down.
Orange Cassidy had the best pyro of the night.
Yeah, he did. And when they started the show, they replayed. Did you notice his music was off? But then when they started the show, they replayed his music.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I picked Switchblade Jay White.
I mean, he no, he wasn't even in the final four.
No. Ricky Starks eliminated both of Bullet Club
Yeah,
Gold.
yeah. And then they jumped him in the back.
In the back.
But FTR came for the save, so that was cool. So I can't wait to see what happens there.
So, second match of the night, we had Adam Cole, baby. beating the ever-loving shit out of Chris Jericho and forcing a referee stoppage in an unsanctioned match. And it looked like he busted him open hard way. Jericho took a lot of hard shots.
I bet you when we see him next, he's gonna have a huge shiner.
The shiner was already there.
I mean, it was starting, it was puffing up.
He did a promo with Saraya later in the show.
Yeah.
Calling out.
I'm not trying to get homo. I'm just
No,
trying to
that's fine.
keep you in the shots. All right. So,
Noticed how he said Soraya correctly.
Yes,
Just
definitely
wanted to point
busted
that
him
out.
the hard way.
so there, back to this Ray thing though. So there's going to be a mixed tag match.
Yes,
right?
Chris Jericho has challenged Adam Cole and Britt Baker to a mixed tag match.
Yeah.
On Dynamite.
That should be interesting.
And then he fireballed somebody's face because he's a wizard.
He's a
bitch.
wizard. He's like the wizard is back, baby.
Yes. best Jericho gimmick.
Yeah.
Chris Geritol. That was my joke of the night.
Yeah. What did I say? You said.
Chris Geriatric.
Yeah, geriatric, geritol. Yeah, there was one that I said. I can't remember.
You said he should go out for AARP.
Oh yeah. I yelled it really loud. So it was kind of funny.
Then we had 7-star FTR retaining the tag team championship.
This was such a good, classic,
one
old
of my
school
favorites
match. It really was. It was a really, really good match. If you like the old school wrestling, like.
And Aubrey Edwards took a guitar to the head from Karen Jarrett.
Karen Jarrett of all fucking people.
There was a "fuck you, Karen" chant.
It was like the crowd was hot tonight. It was pretty cool.
And there was a "fuck you, Karen" chant, and it didn't involve a manager.
Yeah, which is funny. Yeah, just Jeff Jarrett.
All right, Wardlow in probably one of the most entertaining ladder matches I have ever seen.
So, super. Again, everything that we've talked about, my predictions were correct.
Yes.
His was wrong on this one.
Yeah, I picked Christian.
But
he had a dinosaur. How do you lose with a dinosaur in your corner?
Because you have Arn Anderson bite his fucking.
Yeah,
thumb.
you hire a cannibal.
Yeah, that was gnarly, y'all. Like Arn Anderson bit that dude's thumb. He was bloody everywhere
Yeah.
and stuff. But the scariest spot of the night, like super scary. Like Wardlow gets on the tallest ladder I've ever seen, and he does a senton.
He did a senton bomb.
He did a senton bomb
through Luchasaurus and a table.
Yeah. Oh, it was so frightening.
Yes.
But thank God he was okay, because I was actually worried. I was like, oh my God, is he alive? Because they weren't showing him.
Oh, yeah, no.
For a while. But it was a good match, a highly entertaining match. And I do want to say that Christian was the perfect smarmy, shitty heel. He was making all the greatest facial. He was like a cartoon character. Like there was one point where remember
he was wearing a turtleneck.
He was wearing, and there were turtleneck chants.
There were chants for the turtleneck.
Yeah, it was hilarious. But there was that one part. Remember where he pops his head up on the other side of the apron.
Oh, it's like when the Miz was in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
he's just peeking over.
It was so funny. So what do we got next?
Oh, next we had probably the low point of the night for me was the women's title match. Jamie Hayter came out. I did not know this at the beginning of the night. Apparently, Fat Beard had Dork Knight had some insider. It's happening.
It's fine. Yeah.
He must have had some insider knowledge on Jamie Hayter being legitimately injured.
I just watch a lot of What Culture Wrestling, and they aggregate a lot of the Wrestling News Observer.
Apparently, Jamie Hayter was wrestling with a legitimate injury, and Toni Storm is your new AEW Women's Champion.
There was a lot of shenanigans, a lot of BS. It was the weakest match of the night, easily.
Well, when one of the participants is fight injured, you get what you can out of them. I just applaud her for even going out there.
No, totally.
Next, we had the House of Black defending the trios belts against the Acclaim.
Another one. The funny thing is I got this right, and I didn't even know who they were fighting. Neither of us knew who they were fighting, but he called who they were fighting. He said, "No, they're going to fight the Acclaim, and the Acclaim's going to win." And then he had when the match was halfway through, I was like, "Damn, you know what? This might be the one I get wrong."
Yeah, and you didn't.
I'm wrong. Yeah, Daddy Ass took the pin for the team. It was a great match, and the entrance is killer. You guys got to see that.
This is the one asterisk on Danny's record.
Oh, we're getting to the next one.
Jade Cargill defeated Taya Valkyrie.
Yes, she did.
We both called Taya to win this match.
We did.
But it was more for the fact that Jade will lose tonight.
Yes.
The streak will be over. The streak will end. However, you got, after the match, smart Mark Sterling in a definitely not smart move.
Oh, yeah. No, he's probably going to get fired.
Decided to issue an open challenge after the match saying Jade Cargill is 60-0 and will now defend the belt anytime, anywhere against anybody. Cue the return of the galaxy's greatest alien, Chris Statlander, coming in for an impromptu match, and ding dong, the bitch is dead.
Dude, yeah.
Jade Cargill is
What's the name of her finisher? She like basically it was kind of a mauling. She did it. She
Oh, the Big Bang.
yeah, the Big Bang. Yeah,
Yeah.
and she did that and got the 1, 2, 3. And you know now Jade Cargill is 60-1, and so kind of like you know what?
Chris Statlander's the one.
Yes,
60.
that's true.
That's how it should have happened, because that was the story before Statlander got injured.
So kind of like technically we could say I got 100%, but you know if I'm being honest, I got 90%.
I would say 95%.
95. Okay.
You get a half point.
You
for
should.
that. Yeah, I know. Well, I'm already like so far behind. Like, what do I got to lose?
So-
I'm losing with grace.
Yes, sir, you are. So what do we have
Next was your favorite match of the night. One of my favorite matches.
Oh, the four-way.
The Four Pillars match, which
Dude.
everybody slept on. Everybody said
Dude,
it was
I'm one of those people. I was not looking forward to this match. I was talking shit about this match, and it ended up being my favorite match.
I've been saying all month, like, because this event wasn't selling very well. They were saying these guys aren't a draw. I'm like, watch. These four guys are young.
Dude,
they're in their prime. All of them are homegrown. They are going to put on the match of their life.
It was so good. And of course, we both got this one, right? MJF retained, but holy shit, man. Go watch that match. If you watch just one match from this pay-per-view, watch that one.
No, it's a banger.
Really,
It's a banger bell to bell.
Yeah.
And then the main event actually was the Anarchy in the Arena, and let me tell you, it was anarchy.
Dude, and I got video of it. I'll put up later. I got John Moxley spit his water out in my face because he came through like where we were sitting.
Yeah.
'Cause you know how they walk down like the stairways to the ring.
I got Bryan
Blackpool.
Danielson pumping the crowd up.
Yeah,
And
and then-
I walked out with them.
I tried to get, you know, he's a heel, so I get it. I try to get like a fist bump, and so Moxley takes his water ball. He goes this number here. And he just goes. And Johnny comes over. I'm like, John Moxley just spit water in my face. He's like, yeah, it's all over your glasses. And I was just like,
You're like, I'm never watching these glasses again.
it was pretty fun, man.
And this one, I called it. I'm glad they did the right thing. The Elite did the honors, and the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yeah, I was worried. Like you know,
won.
I was worried because a lot of that match I thought.
And a shock heel turn
Oh yeah,
from Konosuke Takeshita.
yes, and he is now Takeshita's now part of the Blackpool Combat Club.
Yes.
So yeah.
So
So my arm is tired. That about sums it up. You got any other final thoughts? Or?
no, it was a great show,
All right.
and if you slept on it, you missed a hell of a show.
You really did. All right.
AEW always delivers with their pay.
It really, they really do. Although their T-shirts cost too damn much, I didn't buy one. They're $50, and this man waited in line for over an hour.
45 minutes.
It was about 45 minutes. Okay, I exaggerated earlier.
Line move fast.
Yeah. Anyway, but hey, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on Sundays for Dork Side of the Ring. Take care, y'all.
Well, you'll see me Sunday. Although you did get to see Johnny virtually. I apologize. I don't think, as Salty Trekker calls my internet, T-Maybe, I think that the video was a little choppy, but you can watch that on my channel if you want to later. And I tell you what, I will go ahead. I don't think I'm going to touch on WWE this week. Not too much happened. I already got to cover Night of Champions last week because it was on Saturday, and we you know, Seth freaking Rollins is the champion. The only thing of note that really happened this week on WWE was the 1,000-day celebration for Roman Reigns. Yeah, he got a new belt, which it basically looks like the same belt. It's kind of stupid. And I actually was a little disappointed that Rollins, after all the shit he was talking about being a fighting champion, didn't defend his title on Raw. However, tomorrow night on Raw, he is defending it against Damian Priest, which I mean, obviously Damian's not going to win, but I expect it to be a really, really good match. And, oh, hey, look at this. Matt Vader's joined. Thanks for joining, buddy. I'm actually almost wrapping up here. I'm going to go over Dynamite and then wrap it up. But I tell you what, the Double or Nothing pay-per-view here in Vegas was a lot of fun. I don't know if you got a chance to see any of my videos. I actually got one that's like pushing 45,000 views. It's the most watched video I've ever had. I got like over 80 subs, new subs out of it. It's got like 600 some odd likes or whatever. It's pretty cool. But thanks for popping in. You know, give me the view, possibly the like, all that good stuff. But so Dynamite, this was the follow up to Double or Nothing, and we get a trios match between the Lucha Brothers and Bandito versus the Blackpool Combat Club, who are just on a tear. I mean, surprise, surprise. Guess who won that match? Blackpool Combat Club won that match. Then we got, I believe, like Tony Khan did his like announcement, that CM Punk is going to be on the debut episode of Collision, which we really all already knew. It was kind of like one of the worst kept secrets. Oh, the link is in the the link is pinned. If Matt wants to join, I doubt he does. So, but if you look in the live chat, Matt, if you want to join for a few minutes, the link is up there to join. Wow, Salty, thanks. Wow, you know what? I'm not even going to dignify that with a response. Anyway, back to Dynamite. We had Trent Beretta versus Swerve Strickland versus Big Bill, and Strickland won that match. Excuse me, a little tickle in my throat for some reason. So yeah, Strickland won that match. I think he should do a. Excuse me. I think he should do a. I think he should do a feud with Orange Cassidy, because the end of that battle royal at the pay-per-view was really, really good. Then on Dynamite there was we had the remember Takeshita, we were talking about it. He came out at the end of the match, joined the Blackpool Combat Club. So Don Callis came out, and he brought out Takeshita with him. And we still don't really know. We don't really know exactly. He wasn't wearing a Blackpool Combat Club shirt. He was kind of dressed like them. But it's still out there. We don't know. And full disclosure, I didn't get to watch Rampage, so I don't know if they continue that on Rampage or not. There's only so many hours in the week. The next match, they had Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin versus Gates of Agony. Now, I'll be honest, I am not familiar with Gates of Agony. I think they're like, I think they're from Ring of Honor, but basically they were lambs being led to the slaughter because Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy defeated them handily, and it was a pretty solid, pretty good match. Then we had a Chris Statlander defending her TBS championship for the first time since winning it just a few days prior in an open challenge. And who answered the open challenge? The woman formerly known as a man, Nyla Rose, probably going to get canceled for saying that, but it's true. She came out just to get her ass whooped by Chris Statlander, which is what needed to happen. But there was a cool little tease at the end with Taya Valkyrie. So I don't know if Taya's going to get frustrated and turn heel and continue to try to go after the TBS championship, even though it's got a new title holder. But this is it's intriguing. It's interesting stuff. So we shall see. Stay tuned for what happens. And then we get the big match that apparently the second match of Double or Nothing was the Adam Cole, Chris Jericho unsanctioned match, which here's what I don't understand. How are you going to have a referee stoppage in an unsanctioned match? Anyway, I won't get into that. But so we had Saraya and Chris Jericho versus Adam Cole and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, the most gorgeous woman in all of professional wrestling. Dear sweet baby Jesus, that woman is gorgeous. Adam Cole's a lucky dude. That's all I got to say. Sadly, though, the match wasn't that great. The right people won. Cole and Baker won. But they just don't have... I don't know. Jericho and Cole, their match sucked, quite frankly, at the pay-per-view. Which is sad because it's so funny. Going into the pay-per-view, I was like, Adam Cole and Chris Jericho is going to be the match of the night, and the championship 4 pillars match is going to be the Drizzling Shits, and it was the exact opposite. So you never know what you're going to get with these things. Hold up. This is an interesting question that Stan Lee poses. Is wrestling affected by the WGA strike? I'm going to say no, just because there's no way in hell WWE would allow any type of union anything to be affiliated. Like they're just anti-union, and they always have been. So I doubt it, seriously. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. But thank you for the question. Invader's like, yeah, his allergy. Yeah, it's probably got a. Oh, he's also allergic to. Ha. Anyway, back to. Well, actually, that was everything for Dynamite. It was cool. I'm looking forward to Collision, which is going to be Saturday, June 17th, day after The Flash comes out. I tell you what, man, I've been watching everything I can about The Flash. And if any of you other dorks out there know if this is true or not, a lot of people are saying Henry Cavill is in it and Gal Gadot is in it. So I'm interested to see if that's true. But I think I'm going to go see that as soon as I can. I think I'm going to go on the 15th, Thursday night. Later today, Stacy is still in the chat. I don't know if she is, but Stacy and I are going to take our kids. For those who don't know, Stacy is my ex-wife, but still one of my best friends. We co-parent, and we try to get along. We've known each other for 30 years. We're going to go see the new Spider-Man movie with the kids today, so I'm actually pretty excited about that. Hey, Stacy's still here. Hey, Stacy, thanks for sticking around. I'll be honest with you. As much fun as I had, and I'm biased because I was there in person. As much fun as I had at Double or Nothing, Dynamite kind of just meh. It was like meh. Yeah, like if I had to give it a rating, like 2.5 out of 5. It was like it's like wasn't good. Didn't completely suck, but it was not. It was average. I'd say it was average. Like a middle of the road. Yeah, 2.5 out of 5 is what that's average. It's middle of the road. It definitely had room for improvement. Now I don't know if any of you watched because I seem to have quite a few people here who are not wrestling fans. But thank you for hanging out with me while I do my second solo show. Trying to do this on my own. Trying to get more practice here. Just. Shouting out into the void on my own. Let's see if I can find out. I mean, Rampage, shit, it's only an hour long, so I bet you I could find the results real quick and then not even need to watch it. So we got, oh yeah, like who would want to watch this? We got Dralistico and Commander and some dude I never heard of, Shibata and Lee Moriarty, Zack Sabre Jr. and Action Andretti, and Willow Nightingale versus... Yeah, see, Rampage is just a totally skippable show. I literally care nothing about any of those matches. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 here on the West Coast. Thank you very much. I was trying to do my Mr. Perfect. Caught it that time. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I think I did pretty good for doing this on my own. I put the link up there. Nobody opted to join in, but that's fine. I'm used to being a lonely loser. We'll get some more people here going on in the future, or who knows? Maybe I'll end up back with my former compatriots because again, it's just a big miscommunication thing with my having to move and the breakup and all of that stuff. And yes, Vader, I completely agree. Rampage is the jobber show. Totally skippable show, as we just proved, because I read down the card and it was total trash. So anyway, I am the Dork Knight. This is the dork side of the ring. It's been another week in wrestling. Thank you all for stopping by and joining me. And live long and prosper. I'll see you guys Wednesday on Salty Trekker. to talk about more Battlestar Galactica, and Thursday to talk about even more Battlestar Galactica, and then I'll be back here on Sunday. Same dork time, same dork channel, dork side of the ring. Thank you guys for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Bye.